And welcome back to the Monday weekend wrap up with Milo the First, Cultured Left Foot, and Hofspur, streaming every Monday night on Twitch and possibly other platforms in the future. Hoff, your club has a brand new manager coming in after Conte's spell. We have Ange Postecoglu coming in from Celtic. Some people are very excited about this move, the Australian. I personally thought he was Turkish when I first heard his name. I did not know much about him. But I understand you've dove in a little deeper on the Postecoglu, or what's his nickname? The Glue? Is he the Glue? I don't know. What's his?
I've seen a lot of big Ange, but he's only like 5'10". He is a little stocky, but I wouldn't call him a big man by any means.
Okay. He looks very imposing, in pictures. Look at
I've watched more like training ground videos from other clubs in like the last couple weeks than I have like the entire time I've been watching this game, just to see, like, get a sense of what he's like, because you can read all kinds of like opinions and things about him, but seeing like what he does with his players is a whole nother thing. Seeing like his team talks, seems like a very personable guy. There's the thing that sold me on him. He was in a press conference, and someone asked him, one of the journalists asked him about the four, I think it was 4 Japanese players that Celtic brought in when he was at Celtic, and it was like a generalized question about the Japanese players, and he said, look, well, that's where the problems come in. These are 4 like individual players. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, and he's just like humanizing these guys. And I was like, I could see and like imagine other managers saying that. I couldn't imagine Antonio Conte saying that. I definitely couldn't imagine Jose Mourinho saying that. So off the bat, it's just night and day difference, at least personality wise. At least outward personality wise to what the public sees. It's nice to have. I wrote some notes when I was watching interviews, watching training ground stuff, tactical analysis. It's nice to have a manager. It seems like he wants to be at the club and he's not doing the club a favor. Like, you got this, I got this sense that Conte and Mourinho are like, yeah, I'm here, I'm doing you a favor. Every time they talk, like, oh yeah, I don't need to be here. I'm here because Conte was making what, 50 million a year? But anyways,
Mourinho and Conte were there to win, to prove they could win at any club. That's what Mourinho went there for. He went there to prove that he could win Spurs a trophy.
Yeah,
his ego.
And then Levy prevented that.
yeah.
Which I respect that. He's like, no, not on my watch, which is kind of counterintuitive because you want to win, but also you're just building up his legend, I guess. But he's his tactics, it's interesting to also see like how his tactics have changed over the years that he's been managing. He started in senior team wise in the A League with Brisbane Roar, and he won back-to-back titles with them. And everything I could find about those 2011, 2012 teams said those are some of the best teams that have ever been in the A League, performance-wise. Haven't really watched much A League ever, but if you're the best team, and I guess he went to Celtic as well. They're obviously the best team in Scotland. Definitely the last 2 years. A little bit of a struggle before that, but yeah, he has won pretty much everywhere he's been. Won the 2015 Asian Cup with Australia. He was the national team manager for 3 years. He qualified for their one qualification to the 2018 World Cup, and then went to Yokohama, which is actually part of the City Group. So going into his tactics, this is where like his current style kind of comes from, and this is what I'm excited about. It's kind of a pep. Everything I've seen and read about it is it's a pep style. It's a pep style.
He seems very modern from what I read as well.
Yeah. When you've watched the garbage that I've watched the last like 4 years, I will tell even the promise of attacking football is I can't wait to see how it actually looks, even if it's not with like the prototypical players that he wants. So it's a 4-3-3 base. I was just thinking about it the other day, and I actually streamed some Football Manager, and I was thinking a 4 at the back is just like a nice warm blanket on a winter night. Like it's 3 at the back, 5 at the back, however you want to call it. It doesn't do it for me. I love 4 at the back. Go ahead. Sorry.
About 4 at the back. It's interesting. Like technically, Man City could play with the 4 at the back, but it's these. I was thinking about it as these new center backs, right? That can play the wings and into midfield. This dynamic thing. Now you're gonna see we're gonna see Trent at Liverpool move into the midfield. The basic false fullback. So the 4 at the back can easily turn into 3 at the back and 4 at the back, however you want to do it. Those fullbacks, those out and out wingers are going to become like more wing back, like wingers, almost like midfielders and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely, it's going to be cool to see Spurs playing a 4 at the back again.
Yeah. Could you bring up that first?
Yeah, let's go to the
image.
Let's go to the image here.
Did a little bit of tactical boards. So this is just like the base setup before, like not in possession. I guess this would be out of possession technically. So the arrows are going to be where everyone would go once possession changes. I know everything is forward. That's what he wants to do, is attack. Like he tells guys to get forward, stop passing it backwards. I mean, you might have to like go backwards to go forwards every once in a while, but the goal is to score goals. So yeah, it's high possession, high intensity, attack as much as possible. And I saw a Spurs training video from, I think it was yesterday or Saturday was the first day that players came back, and everything was 1 to 2 touches. I haven't seen that in years. And it gets me excited. So I'm excited about that. And then into the next one,
yeah, that's funny that you mentioned getting excited about that, because that's kind of the same way I felt when Ten Hag was coming in, because we had we were playing like this, this like, I don't know, just identity-less football. I mean, Spurs have an identity under Conte, but it seems like it's going to be a little more attacking. This is that second slide here.
So this one is like the in possession in the attack. So it's like a 2-3-5. It's kind of crazy, but this is how all of the diagrams and actual like match footage is how it looked. The Celtic match footage. Sorry,
you've assumed a couple signings in here as well, conveniently.
I did. Yeah, why not? I mean, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
I also noticed Kane. You got Kane still there, and I mean, there's a high chance he's gonna be sold.
It could be Richarlison. He'll win the Golden Boot with the new offside rule.
What I see with this picture is when you lose possession in that Spursy fashion that you will, the feast that Arsenal are going to have on the counter attack against this is going to be
we'll
delicious.
have like 8 goals in the North London derby. But yeah, he just wants you can see Son and Kulusevski, as he wants the wingers as wide as possible, so that your 2 central midfielders can go into those channels on either side of the striker, be it Kane or whoever it is. I'm not really bothered who it is. The left back, Udogie, in this example, is normally the one that kind of inverts a little bit and plays more centrally in the attack, and then your right back is going to be the one that is a little more advanced, overlapping. You have your 2 center backs kind of holding the line back there, shifting as they need. on either side. So yeah, hopefully you see
modern.
Yeah, I just want to see
modern
goals, man, and I don't want to see players like I honestly I don't know how Son and Kulusevski are going to translate into this, because they're both like cutting in inside forward types of wingers.
Right.
So I don't know how that affects. I think Madison. Madison is the player that I wish we had signed like 2 years ago. Basically since Eriksen left, but realistically like 2 seasons ago. Because I feel like he fills a much needed role that Conte and Mourinho's teams needed. But I think in this new system, I think he fits really well as well, because he can get into the box, he can play a good pass. And I think him and I don't know which side he's going to play on, but he's going to be one of those 2 higher up central midfielders. And he might float in between them with Bentancur a little bit further behind. That wouldn't surprise me either.
Right.
But I think whatever side he's floating on, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go out wider, and then Son or Kulusevski to be the guy that goes into the box.
Right. Yeah.
Hoff's very excited.
Yeah. Oh, we have one more. Should we get to this? Should we get to this other one here?
Oh yeah. So I have a little guessing game.
Oh, should I zoom in on it or something? Oh, you have it. You have it blurred out. Okay.
I blacked it out. Yeah, I blacked out who it is. So these are 2 wingers, and those are the percentiles that they're in. Sorry, I'm bringing up the photo on my own. Yeah. So one is I'll just take a look at the 2 wingers, and I will let you have a guess at who they are. They're both relevant to this discussion, so that should be helpful. And I was also excited by the comparables on the pink players side, even though seeing the comparables are Vinicius Jr., Ousmane Dembele, and Rafael Leao are the guys at the bottom.
I've got a clue. I'm already seeing a clue, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I would say similar data to Heung-min Song is the pink, because it's such a short surname.
Short name, right? It's got to be Son on the left, no?
You think Son is the pink? And okay.
Is it? I don't know. It's a short name.
For the blue?
Who else has a short name, guys?
No one in the Spurs team.
Oh, are these Spurs players?
It's not Kulusevski.
Who are they? Who are they?
Yeah, who are they?
The player on the left is I see ads plays got it is Jota from Celtic.
Okay.
Well, he left Celtic.
Now Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a minute. Yeah.
And the player on the right is Heung-min Son.
Oh wow!
All right.
That's what Conte did to Heung-min Son.
Is that from last season though?
Yeah, this is from last season, based on last season's stats. But yeah, if Son can get those, and granted, I know he's playing in the SPL, it's not the same level. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. It's not. If Son can hit those percentiles in the Premier League in Postecoglu's system, the sky's the limit for him if he can hit those, because if he unlocks how to play that left wing in his system, it would be amazing. And we wouldn't miss Kane. So yeah,
I don't want to piss on your parade, but it's a lot of ifs and buts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Milo's got me so scarred. I thought that was Anthony on the right. He's Milo's got me on that one.
Could have been Sancho.
Yeah,
well.
okay, or Sancho. Okay, yeah, either one. Fine.
Or as I call them collectively, Sanchony.
This is I really like this. There is I'm really excited about this next season. There's so many teams that have restructured, and now already we'll talk about transfers later in the show, but so many teams have restructured, new rebuilding or processes, all this stuff. City's still at the top. Will they be able to hold off a competitor. Arsenal making all these moves, and now Spurs getting involved with an attacking modern manager as well. Just classic modern manager here is what I'm seeing. Arteta, Ten Hag style. Just attacking stuff. But yeah, really cool. Great analysis as well. Nice graphics and all that stuff. Milo, anything to add? Culture? Half?
There was way too much Spurs for me. I'm totally ready to move on.
I like the fact that Postecoglu seems to be that if you're not on board with him, you're out. That's like there's no catering to egos and things like that. If you don't do it his way, then you're gone. Which is why I think he wouldn't be upset if Kane was sold. Because he likes our strikers, right? So
yeah, they interviewed Maddison when he came to the club, like his welcome interview or whatever you want to call it. And Maddison said, yeah, I spoke to him, and the thing that stuck with him was that Postecoglu said, whether you come or not, you're going to see a different Spurs next season. And Maddison's like, oh, I have that same like self-confidence in my game that he has in his tactics and ability to implement it. So that's what drew me toward it. I'm like, okay.
Right.
It's just a shame that Maddison absolutely hates Spurs, as we found out.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Those tweets are funny. Yeah, we should have added those graphics. I also I tried to find. I forget. I think I was on Instagram, and they call it doom scrolling, right? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Doom scrolling.
Might as well.
Where you're just scrolling. So a video popped up of a Spurs fan. I assume it was a Spurs fan. It could have been satire, to be honest. Ooh. And he's made up a Maddison song. It's to the tune of the Venga Boys. If I can find the video, we should play it on next week's show, because it is so cringy. It's like something right out of the MLS.
Whoa, easy. All right, we're going to break. We'll be back in a second. There we go.